Hello, welcome back to the channel. So the NFL last week, I think, or the week before, they released their schedules, and so every team got their schedule. It was, on a Wednesday and something like that. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd break down and go through every single individual team. Let's talk about some teams in the NFC East. Before I get into this prediction, the fun thing to know is Washington did really phenomenal last year. They did. They kind of played past their standard. And, sometimes when you see teams play ahead of schedule, they regress a little bit. Sophomore slump is the term most used for quarterbacks. I think Daniels is going to have a good year, but with how much he wowed and amazed us, I do think he might step just a little step back, where there might be games where, like, the Bear game where we have a Hail Mary. Maybe the luck this time won't go that way, where some of these tip passes might deflect just because it's the course of how some things roll. But week one, not even, no question there. Week two, probably against the Packers, I'd say that's a loss. Now, do I think Washington, before I start to go quickly into this, do I think Washington can win the division? Absolutely. Do I think Washington's going to win a lot of games? Yes. Do I think they're going to get to the playoffs? Potentially, yes. But I don't see them having the type of run they did last year. Like, I think some teams will be able to stop them, whether it's the Bucks, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's, they run into Detroit again, but this time, the Lions have an answer. Okay. Now against the Raiders, I can see them winning that one. Against the Falcons, I can see them winning that one. The Chargers, this one's a toss-up. I'll just say probably a loss here. Now against the Bears, Monday Night Football, I can see them winning that one. Week 10 on the road in Jerry World, I can see them taking care of business. Monday Night Football against the Chiefs, no sir. Against Sam Darnold and the boys up in Seattle. No, this one will be in Washington. But against the Seahawks, I can see that one being a win. So to this point, halfway through the season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-3. 6-3 is not bad at all. Halfway through the year, at home against the Lions, I don't know. I think the Lions are ready to go. Against the Dolphins, a healthy Tua, healthy Dolphin squad. Whoops. I was giving a check, meaning like, yeah, I can see the Dolphins. No, but we'll do that. Sunday Night Football at home against the Broncos. Ooh, this one's a toss-up because the Broncos did improve their defense, but Washington brought back a lot. Okay. Give me Bo Nix. Give me Bo Nix coming in there. Okay, against... Oh, look at this. Look at how this plays out towards the end. Okay, we'll get there. But... on the road against the Vikings. Yep. Against the Giants. Yep. At home against the Eagles. Here's the thing. I'll give them the win against the Cowboys here, so I'll have them sweeping the Cowboys regular season. Here's the thing. They haven't had a division winner go back-to-back in like 20 some odd years. And so I think the Eagles will regress a little bit, considering the amount of players that they let go with free agency and trades on that defensive side of the ball. So the division's going to come down to this game. But if both of these teams have, they'll win. Here's the thing. I think they can win this one. But they're not going to win 5 in a row to close out the year. They're probably going to lose this one on the road. Now, do we see the Eagles go back-to-back? Would this be the first time in 20-some-odd years that the Eagles go back-to-back winning the division? Because it hasn't happened. It's been Cowboys, Eagles, with Washington sprinkled in here and there. This is that year where I think Washington can be kind of like the 2020 team, where it's like, hey, look at that. We won the division. And I do think Washington's going to be a threat. Now, where this fares out, where, okay, we got the Eagles twice in 3 weeks. I don't think they can win both of them. But with how they have, sweeping the Cowboys and sweeping the Giants, that's what's going to get them the win. And that's what's going to win them the division, even though they lose this last game. Because within the division, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. See what I mean? So I'll have Washington win in the division. And then overall, I'll have them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 10 and 7. So I think this is trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. High end, 10 and 7. But we'll just see, dude, they could beat the Packers. They could beat the Chargers. We'll just have to see. I don't think anybody's going undefeated this year. This schedule seems pretty favorable, but again, we got to circle this last chunk. Will determine what goes on. All right, let's move. Oh, I'm covering him. All right, let's move to the Eagles now. Okay, week one. Week 1 is against the Cowboys. There's already a win up here. See, look, I'm hiding. I'm covering it. But week 1, week 2, at home against the Rams, yes. Okay, I think the Eagles can start out real strong. Now the Buccaneers, they've had the Eagles number in the past. I think the Bucs can, because the Eagles aren't going to go undefeated this year. As much as we want to believe they will. I think the Eagles will lose a couple games. I think they can beat the Broncos at home. Now, Giants on the road, definitely. Now, this medium stretch, this is where I think things could get a little interesting because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of this middle 5 right here, they're not going to win up until this point, these 5 plus. They're not going to win 7 games in a row. Some of these are going to be a loss. I can see this one being a loss against the Cowboys. I could see this one being a loss, but I'm not going to put it there because, you know what, I think this is going to be a big matchup. This could potentially be an NFC Championship game preview. Week 10 in Lambeau. You know what, just with the tush push and everything, give me a win there. I think we could have a little whoops right here where they lose this one, but then they win this one. So up until this point, when we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left in the season, Eagles to this point past week 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 3. 8 and 3. That seems very realistic because I don't think any NFL teams this year are going to be kind of like how the Eagles were a couple handful of years ago, or the 49ers or the Chiefs, where it's like, hey, we're in week 10 and there's still an undefeated team, or we're in week 8 and there's 4 teams that only have 1 loss. Like, I think there's a lot of parity right now, and considering the key pieces that they got rid of in the off season, I could see, them being a little slow with the defense in regards to wins. Like, the defense got them a couple wins last year. I don't know if the ball bounces that way this year, if you kind of catch where I'm going with this. All right, now, I'll have them beating the Bears, probably losing to the Chargers on the road, and then I'll have them beating the Raiders. The Raiders. Now, here we go. Again, we got Washington. One of these is going to be for the division, okay? Now, I don't think they win this one. On the road in Washington, I think this one kind of opens up the door for, okay, there's a possibility Washington could win the division here. Do I think they beat the Bills? No, I don't think they beat the Bills. But then after having 2 straight losses, I think they close out the season strong with a win against Washington. To this point, I think, though, this would probably, within the division, this might give the win to Washington because, they split 1-1 with the Cowboys. They split 1-1 with Washington. But then as we look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wins. I could see it'd be very realistic. But then also, dude, hell, for all we know, the Eagles could be like, no, to hell with the, back and forth. No repeat champs. What if they sweep the East? That is a very real possibility because I don't know where the Cowboys are going. Don't know what the Giants are doing, so there's 4 easy wins. Let's see how they match up against Washington. So that's my thoughts on that. Be sure to hit the like button. Eagles fans, what do you think your prediction is? Are they going back-to-back? I think back-to-back is a very real possibility, but we'll just see how it pans out. All right, we got an interesting setup with this one, just with how the graphic was. But week 1, I don't know. It's going to be tough to ask Jackson Dart to do anything. And it's going to be tough to expect him to be a superstar from day one. Like 0-3 is probably how the Giants might start. Now week 4 against the Chargers, I don't know. Now I'm not saying that these are total blowouts, but close losses. I could see these all being very close losses. Now they got to bounce back and they got to get some things going. I can see them beating the Saints. I don't know about the Eagles. Do not know about the Eagles, so I'll put that there. Again, they got to find ways to win, bounce back. Oh shit, I don't know if they could beat the Broncos. They're gonna win one game. Let's do that one, and then against the Eagles, I don't know. It's tough for me to say that. Against the 49ers, I think, you know what? There will be a couple games where it's like, hey, they find a way to win, because up until this point, for the first half of the season, 9, yeah, there's 9 games on this side. I don't see them going 0-9. Like, you don't draft Cam Scatterbo, you don't draft Jackson Dart, you don't draft Abdul Carter, and then go 0-9 to start the season. Like, I think out of these games, 9 of them, there's probably 3 or 4 games that will hang in the balance where it's like, hey, you can go reach and you can go steal that game. Chiefs are very vulnerable. I know it's a lot to ask of a rookie quarterback and a rookie linebacker, defensive guy, and a rookie running back, but I think this game might be easy to grab and steal. This game might be easy to grab and steal. Same with the 49ers one. But like the divisional rivalry games, it's going to be tough sledding. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt on this Cowboys one. Yeah, I talked myself into it. So we got 4 and 5. I can see them beating the Bears. I'll give them that. I don't see them beating the Packers, I'll be honest. I don't see them beating the Lions, but I can see them beating the Patriots. I can see them splitting 1-1 with Washington. I'll be honest, I think home is blue, red's away, so Washington at home, I can see them winning that. I can see them beating the Vikings. Oh, hello, everybody go back. I can see, oh, son of a bitch, go back, stop. I can see them beating the Vikings. I can see them beating the Raiders. But I don't know about the Cowboys' last game of the season. So after a tough start, I can see them buckling down and finishing strong because hard team. We'll see. They could be a hard team. I do think they can go and they can bounce back. But hard team, like this schedule is not favorable, especially for rookies. To expect the Giants to win the division, get into the playoffs, and win some playoff games, it's a little too much to ask, especially in the first year. In the second and third year, maybe, but like grounding some of the expectations here. This is kind of high praise, high end, trying to give this team the benefit of the doubt. This is how well I think they could do. So let's see here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins. I can see them going 9-8. And finishing the year strong, considering that they started under 500 at the beginning of the year. All right, the Cowboys. This is Jerry's team. This is America's team. Well, America doesn't think you're going to win that one. Giants, I can see them winning that one. At the Bears, probably not. Against the Packers, probably not. Now, terrible start to the season, going 1-3. I can see them winning back-to-back against the Jets and the Panthers. Now, at home against Washington, this might be a whoops. or we get a little bit of the yips and they drop a game. One of those games where it's like, okay, you're not supposed to lose this game, but you still do. At the Broncos, dude, I'm riding high with Denver's defense, but also Bo Nix. Like, I think they might be doing something this year. Now, at home against the Cardinals, I can see them beating the because again, you lose two in a row, and then you bounce back. I can see them beating the Cardinals at home. Then they have a bye. Then go play the Raiders. I can see them beating the Raiders. Now at home against Philly, I can see them beating Philly at home. I will give them that. Now against Kansas City, no. Kansas City's going to come in on Thanksgiving night, slap you boys around a little bit, and then leave with the turkey. And then at the Lions, I don't think they can beat the Lions. But then against the Vikings, I think they can beat the Vikings. I also, I'm a little split on can they beat because 1, 2, 3. With these final 3 games, this is up until this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are 7-7. So this is the final push on can they make it to the playoffs. They're not beating Washington. I can see them beating the Giants. But now the Chargers, I don't see it. I really don't. There's parts of me that think that the Chargers can figure it out and get it done. 8-9. I got the Cowboys going 8-9. I don't know. Like, the Cowboys have been steadily regressing. I know they bring in George Pickens. I know the division's kind of been open, going back and forth for the past couple seasons. But when you look at, you got the Packers, you got the Chiefs, you got the Lions. Those are some pretty big teams. And that's not to even include the teams within your division who are, nipping at your heels, Washington or Philadelphia, because you don't think Washington, with how good they were last year, whoops up on their ass, or the Eagles, because I think they can split 1-1 with Washington and with the Eagles, just because that's how the rivalry goes. We'll see where Jackson Dart is, and the rest of the Giants with his progression from, week 2 to week 17, week 18. We'll see there, but yeah, I think this is probably going to be a tough schedule, because again, Chiefs, Lions, Broncos. I totally skipped Broncos, but we let's not touch up on the Broncos. Let's just do the Packers. Let's use the Packers, then the Eagles and Washington. That's 5 games that aren't an easy guaranteed win. So, all right, that's my thoughts on that. Cowboys fans, how you feeling? What's the optimism for this year? How many wins do you got? Let me know in the comments section. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.